Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. Well, good afternoon, graduates of Bow Valley College, distinguished guests, faculty, colleagues, families, and friends. I'm Anna Kae Todd, Vice President Learning at Bow Valley College. And indeed, it is an honor and a privilege for me to be able to welcome you all today. This is an important and a memorable day for each of our graduates and for the faculty and families who have supported them throughout their studies. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are on Blackfoot traditional territory, and this spot in particular was where the Blackfoot settled for the winter months, where the Bow and the Elbow rivers meet. Bow Valley College has a strong sense of our surroundings and our historical ties to the Aboriginal peoples, particularly First Nations people of Treaty 7 and Métis peoples from Zone 3. You see this in our college name and logo, our approach to education programming and community partnerships, the collection of public art on display in our buildings with communities. I would now like to introduce the members of our platform party. I will ask them to stand as I call their names. Please hold your applause until I've finished with the introductions. On my right, first row, Sharon Carry, President and CEO of Bow Valley College. David Collyer, Chair of the Bow Valley College Board of Governors. George Brookman, Keynote Speaker. Also from the Bow Valley College Board of Governors, Maureen Stewart, Stacey Baker, Louis Ikode, Charles Pankratz, Director, Office of the Registrar and Enrollment Services, Lynn Connell, Director, Learner Success Services, Noelle Wells, Director, Aboriginal Centre, Russ Weil, Director, Learning Resource Services, and Mark Butler, Director, International Education. On my left, Gail Burnett, Vice President, College Services, Val Hoy, Associate Vice President, College Advancement, Dr. Sherilyn Cameron, Dean, School of Health, Justice and Human Services, Tylena House, Valedictorian, School of Health, Justice and Human Services, Miranda Goodstoney, Valedictorian, School of Health, Justice and Human Services, Dr. David Allwright, Dean, Choose School of Business, Jonatas Cordoso, Valedictorian, Choose School of Business, Elsa Brooke, Dean, Center for Excellence in Immigrant and Intercultural Advancement, Glenn Lone, Dean, Education and Student Development, Prairie College of Applied Arts and Technology, and Chief Ernest Wesley of the Wesley Nakota Nation, also an alumni of U of C. I'd also like to welcome the instructors and staff of Bow Valley College, whose support, dedication, and knowledge has helped bring you here today. I would like to invite our whole platform party to stand and be recognized. Well, it is now my pleasure to introduce David Collyer, the chair of the Bow Valley College Board of Governors. David Collyer is a graduate of the University of Alberta who holds a Bachelor of Science in Mineral Engineering and a master's degree in Business Administration. For many years, Mr. Collyer served as president and country chair for Shell in Canada. And he has just very recently retired after a number of successful years as the president of the Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers. Mr. Collyer, who is also a member of the Association of Professional Engineers, Geologists and Geophysicists of Alberta and the Society of Petroleum Engineers, has also served on numerous other boards in the private and non-for-profit sectors. He's well known as an experienced, strategic, operational leader in his field. We are indeed fortunate to have him as our board chair. I'd like to invite Mr. Collyer to the podium to bring greetings on behalf of the Board of Governors.
Thanks very much. Good afternoon, colleagues of the board, President Carey, Vice Presidents, faculty and staff, friends and families, and most importantly, graduates. On behalf of my colleagues on the Bow Valley College Board of Governors, it is my distinct pleasure to extend greetings to everyone, and in particular to recognize the important achievements of the college's newest graduating class. Completing this phase of your education offers you with new skills, added resourcefulness, and confidence in yourselves. What's more, employers in industry have confidence in you, and they do need you. Much has been said, and I'm sure will continue to be said, about oil prices and the potential for economic impact in Alberta. I've learned over the years that it's a very dangerous pastime to try and predict where oil prices are going. But I am optimistic, and I think there's a number of reasons to be optimistic that in this case, the downturn will turn around in the fairly near future. But irrespective of that near-term uncertainty that pervades Alberta's economy these days, I encourage you to remember that as you leave today with your credentials firmly in hand, employers have always turned to Bow Valley College, in good times or otherwise, for graduates with a strong work ethic and advanced skills that are in demand in the workplace. In fact, even coming through the 2009 recession, our graduates maintained an employment rate of 94% or better. In Alberta, employers have learned that they need to maintain a strong commitment and focus on human capital because in the end, that is one of the key determinants, frankly, if not the key determinant, of economic competitiveness and growth. And to that end, Bow Valley College is a trusted partner. The college has been a fixture on the Calgary landscape for 50 years. Has an opportunity to make a real difference. Seize every opportunity you're given and go further than you might have thought possible. And in doing that, show the world what it is to be a Bow Valley College graduate. Let me wrap up with just one further thought. None of us, no matter where we are in our lives and our careers, arrives here alone. Each and every one of us relies on the counsel and support of friends, of family, and of colleagues. And I encourage each of you to take a moment today to thank those who have helped you along the way, and particularly in completing the education journey which we're recognizing today. We wish you continued success as you embark on this phase of life's journey. Have a wonderful celebration today with your family and friends and fellow graduates. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your encouraging remarks, Mr. Collyer. Today we are honored to have with us George Brookman as our keynote speaker for our Winter 2015 graduation. Mr. Brookman is a well-known Calgary entrepreneur and volunteer in the community. He has a reputation for speaking his mind on political matters, is a great storyteller, and a third-generation Albertan who exemplifies the Calgary spirit of entrepreneurship. He is the Chief Executive Officer of West Canadian Industries, a position he's held for over 3 decades. Under his leadership, West Canadian Industries became one of Canada's largest privately held digital printing and imaging service companies. George is a partner in Vistec West, a major retail camera operation. He also founded Commonwealth Legal Incorporated, Canada's only national litigation support services company. Mr. Brookman was involved for many years in the commercial development industry, in the real estate group at Manulife, and later as the Vice President of ATCO Development Limited. In addition to his over 35 years of business experience, George Brookman has been active in the community. He has served as a volunteer on many boards. He's currently a director for Penn West Exploration and the Calgary Stampede Foundation, and is past chairman of Tourism Calgary and past president of the Downtown Rotary Club of Calgary. Mr. Brookman, welcome.
They only gave me 10 minutes. I think Anna just used up 3 of them right there. This is great. I love this. I love the energy. I was up the hallway before, and I ran into some of you ladies, and you were just pumped, and I think that's so exciting. I'm very, very, very proud to be here, and I'm speaking to all of you graduates, whether you got the blue gown, the white gown, or the red gown. I understand they're all just great gowns to get, so congratulations. All of you parents and friends, colleagues, folks on the platform, you can listen in. If you pick something up from this, there's no extra charge, but all of my comments are for these students, and it is absolutely a thrill to be here. I have 10 minutes, and in those 10 minutes, I want you to get one nugget. You only have to remember one thing I say. I don't care if you forget everything else, if you forget my name or all those nice things that Anna said about me, but I just want you to go home with one nugget and say, this is what that man said, and this is what I'm going to carry with me. And if I can do that, if I can leave you all with one nugget, that 50 years from now, you say, you remember that guy when I graduated, what he said? This is what he told me. If I can do that, then everything I'm doing here today is worthwhile. Today, where they were trying to define it, and nobody could, but the closest they came was, success means you set a goal and you achieved it. And every single one of you have done that today. And that means you should be very, very proud of yourselves. What a time to be a successful graduate. The baby boomers, the most important generation ever, by the way, are slowly fading away. I was at a conference last fall in Banff, and the fellow was trying to explain the difference between baby boomers, Gen Xers, and Gen Yers, and it was very interesting to hear his explanation. I love this line. He said, at the end of my speech, I would like you to fill out the forms on the table and tell them what you thought of my presentation. And for all you Gen Xers who don't have a pen, ask a baby boomer, because they'll have 2. And I look moving on, whether we want to or not. And a lot of you ladies, I hope, will be there to take care of you when I get it to some lodge or nursing home or whatever. But we're going to leave the system, and there's going to be more of us leave than there will be places to fill, people to fill those spaces. So you have an opportunity that is unbelievable. Some of you know that I just came back yesterday from the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, and I don't know how to explain how mind-boggling that is for me. And I'll tell you what, even if you're a 20-year-old Gen Y or Gen X or whatever the letter is, it's mind-boggling for you. 4,200. Where we're going with televisions, with cars that drive themselves, and with drones. But what gets me the most is every word of every library ever created from Alexandria to today. Every word is available to you in seconds from your own home or your own office. This is an amazing world that we live in. So you have every opportunity to be successful. Now I'm going to tell you something. Today, you're successful. Tomorrow, it's a new day. When I was in grade 6, they brought around to my school, Queen's Park School up on 4th Street Northwest. Doesn't exist anymore, it burned down. I think they burned it down right after I left. They brought around a box. Now, I want you folks to imagine, there was no plastic yet. They brought around a box, and it was lined with metal of some kind, and it was filled with mercury. Now, you all know mercury is tremendously dangerous, right? Just like asbestos. My mother used to cook with asbestos oven gloves. That was tremendously dangerous. And mercury is tremendously dangerous. Oh my God, we'll shut the building down if there's a trace of mercury. But anyway, they brought it around to my grade 6 class, and we were all invited to go up to this room and put our hand in the mercury and try and pick it up. We called it quicksilver because you couldn't hold on to it. It would run through your fingers and down the edges of your hand and back into the little box again. And then you could pick it up again. You could do it 3 times. I'm probably going to die 20 years younger than I should have because of that. But the point was, when you think about success, think about that quicksilver. Think about that mercury. Success is such a momentary thing. It's a moment in time when you feel successful, like you all do today. But tomorrow, you have to get up and either go back to the job that you love or don't love, maybe, or find a new job. And you start building again. You set new goals. And I want to talk to you about that. Be specific. I want you to write down your goals. Now, you won't believe this, but ever since I was your age, I started writing down my goals between Christmas and New Year's. I've done it for years and years and years. And I write them down. And you have to be specific. Somebody taught me you must be very specific. Don't just say, I want to travel. You say, I want to travel to Greece, and I want to visit Athens, and I want to stay in this hotel, and I want to do... And the closer you get to specificity, the more chance you have. And here's the best thing. Write down 5, 6, 7 goals. Write them down. At the end of the year, go back and look and check them off. And if you don't check them off, keep the list. I have my lists back to 1970, and here's what the amazing thing is. Eventually, you'll accomplish them all, except weight. I can never seem to get the weight goal. It doesn't matter how hard I try. I've even tried raising the number and didn't get that one either. But you have to write them all. You have to write them down. And I know that sounds so basic and so silly. And don't put them in your frigging iPhone or your iPad. Write them down on a piece of paper where you can see them every day. Glue them to the mirror next to your cosmetics and write them down. So you do that. Now, I want to tell you a little story about goals. You know, there's an expression that if you want to catch a bus, it's good to go to a bus stop. Now, there's a chance. There is a chance that if you're sitting on your front step of your home one day, a bus driver who has to go to the bathroom or wants a glass of water might stop the bus and say, can I have a glass of water? You say, yes, but can I have a ride on your bus? There is a chance of that. But the reality is, if you want to catch a bus, go to a bus stop. A few weeks ago, true story, all my stories are true, some are embellished, this one isn't. A few weeks ago, a man phoned me, he says, my daughter's 26, she's a graduate of U of C, she's a barista at Starbucks, and she doesn't know what to do with her life. I'd like you to talk to her. And I do that quite often. So she came over to see me, to my office, and we sat together, and I talked about her graduating. That little guy's not enjoying my speech, but... and I said, tell me this, bibbidi-bobbidi-boo, if you could do anything you want to tomorrow, what would you like to be? She said, well, I'd like to be a wedding planner in the Bahamas. I said, really? I had never heard that answer before, ever. I said, have you ever been to the Bahamas? Nope. Have you ever worked in a wedding store? Nope. Have you ever been in a wedding? Nope. And I did ask the last question, do you have any friends that are married? And she said, yes. The point is this, if there's things you want to do, And of course, everybody laughs. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's not quite what you think. Freddie flew in to the reunion on his own plane because he has 19 McDonald's franchises. And he's only staying for one day because he's going to go to open his 20th. And then everybody gets serious. Never think you have a job. Always think you have a career. Because that might be the best it's going to be for you, and then you got to make the best out of it. I can assure you of this. When I was 30 years old, if someone had said to me, what do you think you'll be doing? I'm not going to tell you all how old I am, but a few years. On a list of 100, if you'd have written down 100 things that I would be doing in 2015, owning this company would not have been on any list. It was never part of my DNA to own a digital printing and imaging company. And that was when I was already 30. You're thinking to yourself, gee, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. Guess what? I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. Just do whatever you're doing the best you can. I have 2 things to say last. Make sure I didn't miss anything, because this was really good. I really enjoyed writing this. Get up eager to face the day. And I'm going to read something to you. I hate young people that drag their butts into my office. Get up, throw the covers off, jump out of bed, be excited. You have opportunities that nobody in the world has. Living in this country, at this time, in this place, Alberta, in spite of what Dave said, this is the best jurisdiction in North America to be working. Get up there with the idea that you're going to really pound it. Now, I'm going to read something to you. I put in my notes, read this if you have time, so I have time. This comes from my dad. My late father gave me this little piece of paper. Can you see it? You can't see it, but there it is, a little piece of paper. I carried it with me probably 35 or 40 years, and I'm going to read it to you. And some of you may have heard it before, because I love it. It says, every morning when the sun comes up, the gazelle wakes. He knows that he must outrun the fastest lion or he will be eaten. When the sun comes up, the lion also wakes. He knows that he must outrun the slowest gazelle or he will go hungry. In the end, it doesn't matter if you're a gazelle or a lion. It's 10 words, 2 letters each. You're all graduates. You shouldn't have any trouble remembering this. 10 words, 2 letters each. And here they are. Carry them with you forever. If it is to be, it is up to me. Not your parents, not your friends, not your family, not your colleagues. Whatever you want to do in your world, in your life, with this wonderful moment you have right now, if it is to be, it is up to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brookman, for sharing your tips for success with such enthusiasm and specificity. We enjoyed it very much. And to show our gratitude, we would like to announce that we have established the George Brookman Scholarship in your honor.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. What a nice job.
Get it?
And we hope you enjoy this richly deserved recognition, which will be given to a worthy recipient on behalf of the class of 2014 and the whole college community. So thank you again for taking part in our ceremony. And now, a few requests before the presentation of our graduates begin. We ask that you remain in the auditorium for the duration of today's ceremony. And please turn off all electronics that ring or beep or whistle or such like. Family and friends of graduates, if you wish to take photographs during this ceremony, please come to the front just as your graduate is crossing the stage, and then return to your seat immediately. But you are welcome to come forward to take photographs. For safety reasons, members of the audience are not permitted to stand at the back of the hall or in the exits. And graduates, today you'll be given a souvenir certificate. Your official parchment will be mailed to you after you've completed your program of study. Now, first, Bow Valley, as you know, is a very diverse college with locations here in Calgary and throughout southern Alberta, with learners from many walks of life engaging in many different types of educational programs and training. And today we'll be hearing from learners from two of our departments, the School of Health, Justice and Human Services and the Choose School of Business. These student representatives, or valedictorians, are outstanding learners in their programs, and each of them has been asked to give a short speech to mark this important occasion, and they're giving that speech on your behalf. Let me introduce Tylena House, who will be crossing the stage today, graduating from Human Services in the Early Learning and Childcare program and providing the School of Health, Justice and Human Services valedictorian speech in English. Before coming to Bow Valley College, Tylena worked at the Wesley Care Bears Child Care Centre on the Stony Reserve in Morley. After working in childcare, she decided to take the Early Learning and Childcare Diploma program to expand her knowledge in childcare and to continue making a difference in other people's lives. She thanks Bow Valley College for opening doors for her. Miranda Goodstoney will be crossing the stage today, graduating from the Early Learning and Childcare program and giving the valedictorian speech in Stony, Nakota. Miranda's love of children and her hope to support her nation led her to enroll in Bow Valley's Early Learning and Childcare Diploma. She truly enjoyed her college experience and appreciated how easy it was to attend her program while being able to stay in her own community, but still getting all the support she needed from Bow Valley College instructors. Miranda's future plan is to work in the field of early learning and childcare for her nation. Please welcome Tylena and Miranda.
Thank you all for coming to this very special event this afternoon. My name is Tylena House, and I am a Stony Nakota Nation member. On behalf of the Early Learning Childcare Program in Morley, the graduates of the School, Health, Justice, and Human Services, I would like to say a few words. Today we are gathered here to celebrate the accomplishments of our fellow classmates in the Department of Health and Justice and Human Services. I would like to tell you a little bit about my personal journey on this special day. Before we started this program, I was worried about finances and how I was going to make this experience a success for myself and my boys. I was worried about the multiple page essays we had to write. I was worried that I might not get the marks I needed to pass. I'm grateful for Bow Valley College, who came out to my reserve on the Nakota First Nation in Morley so that we can take the Early Learning and Childcare Diploma with the support of our community. I am thankful for my instructors and their support and understanding. It is a gift to be able to connect with students. I am grateful that the Nakota Nation supported us financially and gave us space in the Nakota College to take our classes in. I am grateful that the nation had provided us with a computer lab so that we could do our research and write our assignments. I am honored to say that the chiefs and counselors of our nation believed in us. They helped us make this course a success. I am thankful for my parents and my family who stood by me through the 2 years of the program and have supported me from the beginning. If it wasn't for them, I couldn't have done this. I'm thankful for the support of my classmates. They're all unique and wonderful, and I'm grateful for their support that we have given each other and the friendships we've built over the years. Having completed this course, I can proudly say that I'm able to stand here today and speak on behalf of my fellow classmates of the Nakota First Nation and other graduates from the School of Health, Justice, and Human Services at Bow Valley College. My success has allowed me to see beyond what I already know. My experience with the Health, Justice, and Human Services program has broadened my perspective. I am happy to say that I can go beyond what I thought was my limit and provide help towards my community and my fellow nation members. I know that I will make a difference in someone's life. Being trained in the skills to help others is a gift. We graduates of the School of Health, Justice, and Human Services now have this gift that we can share with others. I am proud of who I am becoming. I am grateful for my success with this program and the doors that have opened for me upon completion of this diploma. My future plans are to continue to make a positive change in my community and know that I can make a difference in the lives of others. I want to thank some people for their help with their completion of these programs. On a large scale, I would like to thank Bow Valley College for all their support they have offered us. I would like to thank the many instructors and administration people who supported us as we traveled this journey toward the completion of our credentials. The students of the ALCC program delivered in Morley, Alberta are grateful for Bow Valley College and the regional programs for enabling us to complete our diploma on our traditional land. We are grateful for all chiefs and councillors of our nation for making this a success for us. And thank you, Bow Valley College. Justice and Human Services are grateful for you have opened new doors for us. I want to thank my classmates. Without you, I wouldn't have learned to keep my chin up. We've built a bond, supporting each other through thick and thin. Together, we have conquered this mountain. Thank you to our families and friends for being with us all the way and encouraging us to succeed. Without you, we couldn't have accomplished this goal. Thank you for walking beside us as we travel this path. With these credentials, we have earned a ticket to freedom and the skills necessary to help others. On behalf of my class, I would like to congratulate all the other graduates today. Together, let's all make a difference in our communities. Thank you so much, and God bless everybody.
Ambassadors, Miranda Goodstone, Mangyab, Cheskahi, Amangyab Am Chiktak, that Yeskam Nestagung, when you wabshista, and Giapchawan. Gendagung going pub the Awan, Shingistamihna, Wabihtin Jagges, and going in one. We are mean Barry Najmi, no Gichigia, Nehangai Hibuan, the Wertago Gisho, Kudeh Bakta, Shogichigia. Ihibichin hanga or ngabinum hibuans. The Dagon Spain Kiavan, the Bow Valley College, da Togi, Nuzamna, Jones, dying Chino Habichin, the Ayamichin Togada, Etchen going hip chos, then Chenbaringing Abuan. Etchen Nichiko Hibina, nonish to Campagako, Dagun Gijihanki, or Spengi Chichin Kigabne, or Gihipchi, Hapchons, or going gibne, the Buan. In Jabna, and Goshka Shabik Tahangi Chimunduk, Hingi Chabish, Hongoingi Hibi, Hangai Hibuans. Michinjabi no miss om Oapewans, we are Micha. Dana one checho Michinjabom, the Chawagi Lustan Nagus. Edo Manjihigaki Kodana Hanga Chikbadam once, Ogichigabi Hanga, once then Hibuan. Ja Ombene is Nishin Chagiwan, Hunjas and Baring Gamde. Yanko Dashiwa Anastation Ash Togademic in the watching Yabi Najons and Gichino Habitian is near.
Let's just come over here a little bit so we can get a photograph. What a special moment to hear in Stoney Nakoda, as well as English, the experience of these two graduates who have represented the Early Learning and Childcare class and the School of Health, Justice, and Human Services so well. I'm very proud of this moment. It's a first for our college. And on behalf of your colleagues who are graduating today, we wanted to present you with this commemorative framed certificate that you can add to your diploma on the wall to recognize your contribution to graduation today. Thank you, Tylena and Miranda.
Thank you both very much. That was a lovely job. And now our graduates from the School of Health, Justice, and Human Services will be presented. If I could invite them to come forward.
Yeah, you should move over slightly. Sorry.
Okay.
Logistics. Thank you.
That'll work. And now introducing the Early Learning and Child Care Certificate graduates. Wanda Amir. Lapa Madra Bhattacharya. Thank you. Selma Siang Mei Lee Polachuk. Carissa Rochelle Marr. Nicole Lee Walding. And that ends the Early Learning and Child Care Certificate graduates. And now introducing the Early Learning and Child Care Diploma graduates, Louisa Eileen Albright. Krishna Chanda. Casey Chung. Harleen Carr Dillon. You don't have that? Marlene Diaz. Jocelyn Justina Jimenez. Su Young Jung. Hyung Kim. Kristen Klein. Soyu Lim. Anithu Goyen. Mariah Wilson. Wanru Zhang. And that ends the Early Learning and Child Care Diploma graduates. And we'll move on to the Early Learning and Child Care Diploma in Morley. Candace Rose Lacey Alexander Hunter. Katrina Darcel Alexander Hunter. Lynette Bearspaw. Isabella Goodstoney. Naomi Goodstoney. Roxanne House. Alvana Cockwitz. Christine Cockwitz.
Andrea Ryder. Carlene Doreen. Deanna June Stephanie, 2 young men. Miranda Goodstoney. Tylena Marvella House. And I'd just like to pause a moment just to recognize Evangeline Poussette. On December 2nd, 2014, thank you, Evangeline Poussette passed away at the age of 57 years old. She was a wonderful woman who served as a knowledgeable resource as a Stoney Nakoda elder. Evangeline believed her greatest achievement was completing her diploma in early childhood care in September 2014. She is missed by all. And that concludes the Early Learning and Child Care Diploma graduates from Morley. And now we're going to introduce the Healthcare Aid Certificate graduates with Mariuma Ahmed Abdallah. Dalbir Kaur Chahal. Patricia Darlin. Asin Sunday Dixon. Ferguson. Allison Grace Gertzen. Ryan Christy Howe. Raphil Khan. Jacqueline Marie Lardon. Ruth Diane Lash. Ruth Alog Lumag. Courtney Leigh Mancuso. Riadet Louise Collado Manzano. Janina Shea Manonog Mariano. Maria Teresa Antonio Munoz. Theresa Dangalia. Krista Lynn Norrish. Mackenzie Laura Parkin. Mandy May Prairie Chicken. Rosemarie Chavania Riello. Jocelyn Gonzaga. Mylin Manalo Sales. Julianne Santiago. Vidya Kumari Shrestha. Marjorie Rodrigo Tabuno. Curly White. Arun Tam Wong Wangadi. Sarah Marie Woods. Chirufat Waruko. Eilina Zuccarini. And that concludes the Healthcare Aid Certificate graduates. And we're going to introduce the start of the Pharmacy Technician Diploma graduates with Lindsay Skay Bowen. Corbett Martin Kohu Kenny. Jordan Lynn Cummings. Glecy Valdez Dumais. Megan Kathleen Dunbar. Lucia Gallant. Jennifer Jade Gardner. Charlotte Ann Houston. Michelle Junaid. Ramneet Kaur. Megan Lynn Kelly. Bora Kim. Cassandra Catherine Patel. Brooke Jean Rutsiki. Laura Ryan. Ryla Sakamaki. Kimberly Mary Tanton. Miranda Nicole Versakis. And that concludes the Pharmacy Technician Diploma graduates.
And now introducing the Practical Nurse Diploma Program graduates, Aragesh Abreha. Fatakimi Ediyinka. Supriya Adhikari. Raisa Asangalam. Nikki Athanasiadis. Manleen Kaur Atwal. Paramjit Kaur Aujla. Joanna Bartolo. Joanna Francis Hebron Balsa. Jordanos Berhe. Alexandra Lisa Berube. John Raymond Luigi Batuzzi. Prabjot Bular. Tashi Bhuti. Wednesh Girma Afawork. Brittany Dawn Slater Bishop. Amanda Ray Bissett. Eudoxie Bogui. Sarah Lynn Bonk. Sandra Cox. Yanli Kui. Jerry Perocho Datahan. Genevieve de Guzman. Navreet Daliwal. Rupinder Dillon. Esteganid Demisi Dinka. Nicole Dredger. Caitlin Taylor Flagg. Caitlin Shelby Francis. Jocelyn Sanidad Ganapao. Jie Gao. Courtney Corby Geddes. Angahesam Tsege Gide. Bria Marie Gordon. Rahel Bahani Haile. Julie Ann Handrahan. Mallory Eden Elizabeth Harris. Lee Ann Heidebrecht. Clara Ellen Hennebury. Carolyn Jane Heslaton. Allison Patricia Hilton. Athena Ashley Eileen Hallbrook. Amanda Alyssa Jansons. Oganetega John Gold. Janine M. Jones. Faith Jose. Gurpreet Kaur. Parmjeet Kaur. Vaninderjeet Kaur. Leila Kazimi. Amanda Julie Ann Kemery. Robel Kifle. Pushpa Shriyani Daje. Michelle Marlene Larson. Fatima Legru. Mary Lekalafak. Panchao Liu. Justine Caitlin Lowe. Crystal Dale Makisak. Alicia Marie Makar. Leah Inoferio Manalastas Hibbs. Dana Marie Marchbank. Kelly Amber Dawn Martin. Leonard Salvador Mateo. Mandy Elaine McHugh. Sarah Elizabeth McPherson. Shane Alexandra McTaggart. Jaylyn Ray Melnichuk. Madredi Middle Miss. Lee Orvoki Manonen. Martha Liliana Moreno. Meseret Kibru Moshe. Shailene Mudimu. Manpreet Kaur Muti. Isaac Nazarmatova. Susan Margaret Newman. Fanny Ngumazu Che. Nicole Marie Norish. Jamie Pakua. Elsa Peng. Emily Park. Jyotika Ben Patel. Megan Faye Patterson. Carissa Marie Peterson. Megan Elise Peterson. Amanda Jean Potter. Queenie Rose Salmoneo. Balin Real Sardovia. Jerry Tulang Sardovia. Mamita Adu Sarkodi. Damitu Areso Sawaro. Chunrong Si. Sumera Siddiqui. Rajwinder Sidhu. Kayla Siroki. Caitlin Ashley Dorothy Snow. Jessica Caitlin Steffens. Joanne Pakalor Subidu. Umme Tanya. Chelsea Elizabeth Gale Tatamir. Chris Rivera Tully. Pamela Yvonne Velasquez. Yulia Vikotseva. Ivana Whitney Walcott. Lindsay Patricia Weymouth. Samantha Marlene Wolf. Chris Zhang? Chris Zhang. And that concludes the presentation of the Practical Nurse Diploma Program graduates. And now presenting the Recreation Therapy Aid Certificate graduates. Veronica Fletcher. Sao Ching Hui. Hunt. Spandana KC. Rodelio Rieza Ricon. Maria Adelfa Painaga Sobrino. And that concludes the presentation of the graduates from the Recreation Therapy Aid Certificate Program. And that also concludes the graduates from the entire School of Health, Justice, and Human Services. Congratulations.
Well, that was quite a group, and you all looked marvelous. I think the Human Service and Health Care services are in good hands, don't you, with all these fresh graduates. And you look so professional in your white and red. And also now, to turn to the cool professional blue, it's my pleasure to introduce from the Chu School of Business, Jonatas Cardoso, who is the valedictorian of the school. Jonatas Cardoso is walking across the stage today, graduating from Business Studies in the Accounting and Financial Management program. Before attending Bow Valley College, Jonatas had a wealth of education under his belt. He grew up in Brazil and spent 9 years in post-secondary studies, earning his business administration degree and an MBA in management. He also studied international relations. After graduating, he worked in the finance sector as well as at small and large companies in accounting and procurement departments. Jonatas always wanted to relocate to Canada for personal and professional reasons. And after learning about Alberta and the job market there, as well as hearing rave reviews from his friends who were already enrolled at Bow Valley College, he moved to Calgary just a few days before starting his program. Jonatas tells us how much he has enjoyed the people and the spirit of the college. Please welcome him.
First of all, good afternoon, fellow graduates, honored guests, faculty and staff, family, and friends. It is a great honor for me to represent the class of 2015 on behalf of the Chu School of Business. On this special occasion, and with humble gratitude, I thank the Bow Valley College faculty, staff, and my colleagues. Class of Winter 2015, we did it. We got through all the quizzes, tutorials, presentations, tests, and papers that at the time seemed endless. I would like to congratulate all of you in getting this far and achieving this milestone in our lives. I would also like to thank our families and friends for all of their support for us as we recognize all their effort and sacrifices so we could live this moment today. Once again, thank you. Our lives are made up of moments that come together and are a representation of who we are and where we are. The Webster Dictionary defines moment as a very short period of time with importance and influence of effect, a stage in historical or logical development. Some moments may seem meaningless, but when you look at the big picture, we see that each of these moments were essential to the outcome of what we are. As I once heard in a lecture by Condoleezza Rice, today is a time when we see that the impossible became inevitable. As Albert Einstein said, learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. So today we look back at some of these moments. We look back to see how far we have come. We look back so we become more grateful. We look back to remind ourselves of every sacrifice that was made for us so we could enjoy this moment. We look back to be proud of our achievements. We look back to contemplate every decision we've made so this day could be a reality. When we stop for a moment and think of where we came from and how this was such a distant dream for us, whenever we don't give up on our dreams and we keep fighting for them to become reality, we can experience the taste of the moment we're living today, a moment when the impossible became inevitable. Coming from Brazil to Canada, I knew that this change in my life would be really challenging. A different language, a different culture, and definitely a different weather. But it was a dream of mine, and I was determined. When I look back, my heart is immensely grateful for all the opportunities I've had here. Opportunities that made me move to this amazing country, opportunities I will never take for granted. At Bow Valley College, we learned so much more than just business, finance, or accounting. We learned about a sense of community. We had the opportunity to study at a college that truly cares about the students. A college that has strong values and beliefs. We had the opportunity to meet instructors that were always willing to help, coordinators open to communication, as well as amazing and prepared. BVC is a place where you could make real friendships and enjoy fun times both inside and outside of the classroom. I'm grateful for BVC spirit, for believing and embracing diversity. I made friends from Venezuela, Brazil, Colombia, Iraq, Cameroon, Iran, Mexico, India, and so many countries, including Canada. It made me feel welcome and a part of the college community. As once said by Lee Iacocca, apply yourself, get all the education you can, but then do something. Don't just stand there, make it happen. So this is the moment we are ready. We're still aware that this is just the beginning of our journey, but at the same time, it is the moment we know we're ready to face what's ahead of us. So with the trust invested in us, the hard work we put in during our period of study, and the knowledge we gain, we move on. Knowing that challenges may come, but with confidence that we can overcome them. I know that with education comes a great responsibility to make a difference, to give back to our communities, to improve as human beings, and to show the difference to our society, to make a way for a better future. So class of winter 2015, keep dreaming, keep believing, keep aiming high. For today, your dream may seem impossible, but tomorrow it will become inevitable. Thank you.
Jonathan, I want to say thank you so much for capturing the experience of so many people who have chosen Canada as their new home, for capturing the spirit of the college in the way that you described your experience as a student, and for speaking so well on behalf of the graduates of the Chu School of Business. You're going to go very far in Canada, and we're going to be very proud to have you a graduate. Thank you.
And now let's welcome our Chu School of Business graduates. Please come forward.
All right, we're going to start with the graduates from the Chu School of Business, Accounting and Financial Management Certificate Program with Frida Dogailo. Tesha Carolyn Okahere. Megan Yvonne Schmidt. Shagun Sharma. Mary Joanne Tan Valencia. Muhammad Anwar Zahid. Jonatas Naves Cardoso. And that concludes the graduates from the Accounting and Financial Management Certificate Program.
Now presenting the graduates from the Administrative Professional Certificate Program, Kristen Nicole Berge. Laura Elizabeth Bubrick. Ashley Brianne Fisher. Nayab Liaquat. Amritbir Singh. Sarah N. Tassima. Kelsey Margaret Tohill. And that concludes the presentation of the graduates from the Administrative Professional Certificate Program. Now presenting the graduates of the Hospital Unit Certificate Program. Evania Dolores Cortez. And Roberta Dawn Coyne. And that concludes the presentation of the Hospital Unit Clerk Certificate Program graduates. And now presenting the graduate from the Human Resources Management Certificate Program, Lisa Lynn Berry. And that concludes the presentation of the graduates from the Chu School of Business.
Congratulations to our Chu School of Business graduates, and in fact to all of our graduates. Such a great looking group. And now I would like to invite our President and CEO, Sharon Carry, to bid our graduates farewell, but not goodbye. President and CEO of Bow Valley College since 1997, Sharon Carry has led the college through its transition from a provincially administered institution to a public board-governed college. Since then, enrollment has increased efforts. A fourth-generation Calgarian, Sharon has completed 3 degrees at the University of Calgary, a Bachelor of Arts, a Bachelor of Education, and a Master's of Communication Studies. She has served and continues to serve on various boards. Currently, she sits on the National Advisory Board on Essential Skills, Colleges and Institute Canada, and eCampus Alberta. In the community, Sharon demonstrates her commitment to business, social innovation, and education by serving on the board of the Calgary Homeless Foundation and actively participating in the Rotary Club of Calgary, the Calgary Chamber of Commerce, and the Mayor's Panel on Urban Sustainability. In 2005, the Premier awarded Sharon a Centennial Medal for her contributions to the province of Alberta. The Mayor of Calgary presented her with the 2010 Calgary Award for Education. In 2012, the Lieutenant Governor presented Sharon with the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal for her service to post-secondary education and her community. And 2014 was a pretty big year too. The Lieutenant Governor of Alberta invested Sharon in the Alberta Order of Excellence, the highest honor the province can bestow on a citizen. And also in 2014, the Women's Executive Network named Sharon as one of Canada's top 100 most powerful women. Please welcome Sharon.
Thank you, Anna Kae. George, isn't it always humbling when you don't think you can live up to the introduction that you were just given? Thank you very much for that. I want to thank George Brookman. Boy, that was an impressive keynote speech. And I'm going to be checking, I'm going to be checking with you in the lobby when we finish this ceremony, because I want to hear what one thing you're going to remember 25 or 50 years from now. So I will keep listening. Delighted to be here with members of my Board of Governors, including our Chair, Dave Collyer, Maureen Stewart, Stacey Baker, and Louis Icogode, who is also our Student Association President. And what a special day this is, because our very first board chair, John Curry, is here in the audience today. Thank you, John. As is former board member and proud mom, Candace Cummings. Hi, Candace. And our first distinguished citizens, the Wards, Marilyn and Randy Ward, are with us as well. So graduates, really important people come to see you graduate and to celebrate your success. And I too am delighted to be here with your friends and your family. It's hard to see with the lights, but I know they're up there and I heard them cheering. And I'm here on our 50th anniversary. Can you believe that? 50 years ago, this college was established and has become such a vital part of the learning community and the only public college in the city of Calgary and the surrounding area. So you are part of a very important 50-year-old tradition of offering applied education. That's education that mixes your theory, the skills in the discipline you've chosen, training, and that are studying here at this college as you cross the stage. Well, this whole gathering exemplifies exactly what you get with a great applied education. Work-ready graduates who are eager to roll up their sleeves and get the job done. It's all about you, and as George said, your success today. And make no mistake, it's also about the success of the businesses and industries and services and communities. In fact, it's about the success of our whole province. You are now part of a growing alumni community that works to keep Alberta growing and the communities that you live in strong. I want to tell you a story, so come with me for a moment as I tell you this story. Picture yourself rushing to get dressed. And I know many of you are parents, so picture yourself trying to get your child ready for school before you head to work. We're going to be doing shortly. And just then your kindergarten kid runs off with your toothbrush. Ping! Email notification from work. Well, the subject line surprises you. Your employee recruitment appointments had to be canceled. All of the human resource recruitment officers and advisors are off of work today, and so is your executive assistant. Ping! A text from a colleague. He's having difficulty interpreting the financial performance reports. You quickly type, daughter into the building and discover that her classroom education assistant and the other aides are missing. And the teacher says, I don't know what's going on, but most of the education assistants, early learning specialists, and the support staff are all off work today. Well, you wave goodbye to your little girl, and while you're a bit puzzled, you head to your job over at the Bow Tower. And while you're driving on the radio, there's a report that so many of the licensed practical nurses, healthcare aides, and unit clerks are absent at the hospitals in Calgary that the patients have all been moved into the hallways so the remaining staff can try and manage the situation. And that radio host also notes that many of the transit and peace officers are not at work today either. And after some pause, he's said to be shuffling papers quickly, and with a live mic and a heavy sigh, he notes that the public relations and on-site event staff are all away. Well, you arrive at work and you see that the pharmacy in the lobby area is closed. Posted says that all the pharmacy technicians are off work today. And you think, boy, this has been a strange day, and you can't believe even the pharmacist is having trouble. Well, your workday carries on, but not without more inconveniences. The memo you were expecting on land reclamation regulations was delayed because the legal assistants are out of the office. This has been quite a day. Heading for home, you begin thinking about your appointments with your home inspector and interior decorator and how much you're looking forward to the work they're going to do on your new place. And as you reach the turn off all your devices, particularly your iPhone, you see two notifications waiting. The home inspector and the interior decorator have canceled their appointments. Oh, well, what else, you think? So what do you think could possibly cause so many people not to be at work? Brace yourself. Did you already guess? The reason is simple. All the graduates of Bow Valley College took the same day off to come celebrate the 50th anniversary. It's true, if all 350,000 graduates of Bow Valley College took the same day off, many businesses would have difficulty operating for the day. Continuing care centers, retirement lodges, accounting offices, lawyers, dentists, government offices, energy companies, correction centers, public transit, child care centers, and even more, even our hospitals. In fact, our own college would have difficulties because we employ many of our graduates. And I wonder if before today you have ever considered the impact of Bow Valley graduates on your community. What would life be like if Bow Valley College had not opened its doors 50 years ago? Well, you are newest alumni, and I want to join all the people on the stage, including the wonderful faculty who got you along this pathway, in congratulating you. And I want to give you a moment to just stand up and turn to wherever you think your family is and wave to them, and then sit down. Oh, yeah. All right. And we're in the home stretch. So I want you to stand up one more time, and I want the faculty in the audience and on the stage to stand up and you to thank them for all they've done to get you to the point where you got your certificate and diploma today. You're already standing up, so why don't you just stay standing up, because you've been sitting a long time and we're going to do something special that the audience doesn't know about, but you and I do know about. You know, we wonder what we're wearing today, and we're actually wearing something that is a tradition more than 1,200 years. It dates back to when the schools of learning were actually conducted by members of the clergy. And it was pretty cold in those days too. And the cap you're wearing is symbolic of the cap they wore in the Middle Ages, except that we've replaced your cap with a tassel that signifies when we do this little thing, whether or not you've graduated from your academic institution. And in a minute, I'm going to ask you to move your tassel from left to right. They always get this wrong in my notes. You've got it on the left. It says it's on the right. Leave it where it is. I want to get you to move it. Everybody got it on the left? Okay. And this is how we symbolize that you are graduating today from Bow Valley College. So on the count of 3, I want everybody to do that. And if the photographers have got their cameras out, sometimes graduates throw their hats in the air, and that looks very cool. So are you ready? All right, 1, 2, 3. Wow! Oh yeah, the odd hat. Yeah, it looks even better if all the hats go at once. Anyway, congratulations to each and every one of you. Please be seated. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Quite an impact to Bow Valley College. For a while there, left to right, right to left, I wondered if Sharon was going to be making political statements, but just a time-honored traditions. So before we conclude, and we're just about at that point, I'd like to acknowledge the graduates that have traveled from our various parts of Alberta to celebrate today, with a particular recognition for our graduates from Morley and the Nakota Nation. It was wonderful to see so many of you make it today, and especially to also have the encouragement and recognition of Chief Wesley. That was very important. I'd like to thank today's readers, Carl DeSantis and Susan Hessel. You did a wonderful job, as usual. And I'd like to thank the many members of the Bow Valley College community who make this graduation a special occasion, not only for the graduates, but for your family and friends, and for the college staff and faculty as well. So one final request. Family and friends, would you please remain seated as our graduates exit the hall, after which we invite you to stay and enjoy graduation cake with us in the main lobby and on the second floor mezzanine. Did I say something wrong? Okay, now I'm interested in this graduation cake. I have to have a lot. But graduates, you have our very best wishes for the future. Congratulations. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon with your family and friends, and thanks again for choosing Bow Valley College.